Today for breakfast, the cats are trying this Boss Cat frozen raw entree.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
This is the Boss Turkey recipe. It says it is complete and balanced. It is infused with probiotics. The first ingredient is turkey. It says keep frozen, and this is a 16-ounce container. So this container was thawed in the refrigerator for about 2 days because when I purchased it, it was frozen solid. It says feeding guidelines. Once food has been thawed properly, use the feeding guidelines to determine how much to feed your cat. A cat's nutritional requirements vary according to size, activity, metabolism, health, and environment. For kittens and pregnant cats, feed twice per day, 2 times the adult amount of meals daily or more if recommended by a veterinarian. Nursing cats should have free access to food at all times while maintaining raw food safety standards. So then it says for a medium cat of 5 to 11 pounds, it's 3 to 7 ounces per day, or for a large cat of 11 to 17 pounds, it's 7 to 10 ounces per day. So all of my cats are large cats, and that means 7 to 10 ounces per day. So let's say 8 ounces per day. That means each cat would get 4 ounces per meal. If they get a breakfast meal and a dinner meal, that's 4 ounces per meal. And so that means this one 16-ounce container will only last me for one meal for 4 cats. Because if I have 4 cats, each getting 4 ounces per meal, this only lasts for one meal. And this is $15.99 a container. So that's not very realistic as far as me purchasing this for the cats on an ongoing basis. If they really like it, maybe it's something I can buy them as a treat or something that I could feed them occasionally. It says keep frozen until use. Gently thaw this container of Boss Cat in your refrigerator for 12 to 24 hours. Once thawed, use within 2 to 3 days. So this container does not thaw out in a refrigerator in 12 hours. At least it did not in my refrigerator. Even 24 hours, it was still quite frozen. So I'll be using it today. Let's check out the rest of the information on the packaging. It says at Boss Cat, we believe offering your pet certain raw food products provides them with the foundation for a diet that resembles one akin to the wild. Boss Cat frozen raw entrees for cats offers your pet a wholesome and delicious way to benefit from and maintain optimal health. Infused with probiotics, our entrees offer a complete and balanced recipe and are formulated to deliver essential nutrition for your cat. Our frozen raw entrees are available in a wide variety of protein sources, making every experience unique and special. We hope that your VIP, very important pet, enjoys it as much as ours. So they mention a wide variety of protein sources, but the only 2 options in the store where I purchased this were turkey or chicken. Now let's take a look at the ingredients. So the first ingredient is ground turkey, followed by skinless turkey necks, followed by turkey heart, turkey liver, turkey gizzard, liquid egg, gelatin, and then a premix, which is kelp, taurine, wild salmon oil, eggshell powder, manganese proteinate, vitamin E supplement, zinc proteinate, niacin, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin supplement, pantothenic acid, pyroxidine hydrochloride, and folic acid, and also psyllium husk powder and Bacillus coagulans fermentation product. So I do like the ingredients that are in here. The ingredients that are in here are very, very similar to what I put in the homemade raw food for the cats. I add kelp, taurine, salmon oil. I only add eggshell powder if I'm using boneless meat and I'm not grinding the bones. So maybe they don't grind the bones in here. They're just using ground turkey meat and not ground bones. However, it does say skinless turkey necks, so I'm assuming they're including the bones from the turkey necks. I could be wrong about that. Then there's heart and liver, which I also add to the homemade raw food. I don't add gelatin. I'm wondering if they added it for texture and consistency or for nutritional purposes. But I do also add the vitamin E and the B vitamins, and sometimes I'll add some psyllium husk powder in the form of some of the supplements that the cats get. So when I read the ingredients, they looked really interesting to me, and I thought I would try it for the cats. So let's open up this container and let's see what the food looks like inside. And that's what it looks like. Check that out. I thought it would look a little different, but okay. It's almost like an ice cream. So it looks kind of like a typical pate. It smells good. It has a neutral aroma. It is not off-putting at all. I should mention that I'm obviously going to have to use a food scale to portion this out for the cats to make sure that they're getting 4 ounces per meal. I might actually only give them 2 ounces per meal because usually when I make my homemade raw food or when I'm feeding them the primal nuggets, they're only getting around 2 ounces per meal because they are inside cats and they don't have a very high activity level. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll start them on 2 ounces this morning. We'll see if they like it. And if they like it, then they can have another 2 ounces for dinner. Don't forget, my cats also have kind of like a third meal, which is a crunchy meal at night. They get about 2 tablespoons of dry cat food. So I always have to make sure that I balance that into their meal plans. Hello, Splash. You ready to try some new food? Splash, you ready to try some new food? So this is what a 2 ounce portion of the food looks like. It's a good amount of food. The center of the container was still really, really cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash this down for the cats just to make it a little bit more like the food that they have been eating. I might add a little bit of water to it also. So here's what the food looks like after I've squashed it down, and I also mixed in a little bit of water, maybe like a tablespoon or 2 of water. I always do that whenever I feed the cats anything. I try to mix in some water. So it looks really good. It looks really fresh. I will sprinkle a few crunchies on top of each one just because that's how the cats have been getting their food, and we'll see if they like it. Simba's been standing on his hind legs trying to get out the platter, and Splash has been meowing. So Simba's eating his food. Splash is even trying it. Stella walked away from her food. Even Boo's trying the food. It's unlike Stella to walk away from the food. I just gave it to Stella over here. Eat the food, Stella. You like it. You like it. It's turkey. So normally Boo does not eat raw food without me having to mix in a little bit of canned food. And I did not mix in any canned food. So maybe he's just eating the crunchies on top. I don't know. We'll have to see. Splash is usually the first one done. He usually just gobbles up his food and then runs upstairs. So it looks like Splash is eating it for sure. Looks like Simba's eating it for sure. And Stella's not touching hers. I might have to put a squeeze up on it. This is very unlike Stella. So Splash left some food on his plate, which is usually not like him, but he did enjoy it. Simba's continuing to eat his. And Boo's even eating it. So Simba just left his plate and he walked over to Splash's plate, and Boo is now looking at Simba's plate. See how Boo ate all the crunchies off his? He's going after the crunchies on Simba's now. I think 2 ounces is definitely a good portion for these cats. I think more than that and it would just be way too much. Hopefully no one's going to have any ill effects from trying a new food. I put a squeeze up on Stella's plate. And now she's trying it. She'll at least eat the squeeze up on it. Hopefully she'll continue eating the food underneath the squeeze up. So on the left, we have Splash's plate. On the right, we have Simba's plate. I would say Splash ate about 2/3 of his, and Simba maybe ate a half of his. And here's Boo. I put a few more crunchies on his plate, so he went back to eating it. This is just part of his normal routine. Whenever I give him food, he'll eat the topping off of it. He'll eat a little bit of the food, and then he wants like more crunchies on it. So he should finish the rest of the raw food. Or he might just finish part of it. So here's what's going on with the plates. This plate on the bottom is Boo's. I put some more crunchies on it, and he probably ate about 2/3 of that. And that's Splash's. He probably ate about 2/3 of his food. That's Stella's. She ended up eating maybe like 1/3 of it. And that's Simba's. He maybe ate like 1/3 to a half of it. So not the biggest hit, but not a total disaster either. I'm going to leave the food here, and we'll see what happens by the end of the day. The cats might come back and continue to nibble on it. It's about 8 hours later, and look what happened here. Look, all the food's gone. I don't know who ate it. I'm assuming a few of the cats came down at different times of the day to nibble on it. But I would say that this food was definitely a success. Even if they didn't eat it all at once, eventually they ate it. Here's Stella. She's been rubbing up against my leg. Here's Simba. And there's Boo. This is what the cats are having for dinner. On the left is 1 ounce of the Boss Cat turkey recipe, and then on the right is the homemade raw food. The homemade raw food is darker because I put a lot of dried greens in it as a supplement, so that would account for the darker color. When you mix that into the meat, it does make it a bit darker. So I'm going to give this to the cats. All the cats have the same meal, so let's see which one they prefer. So Stella's eating her food. She went straight for the homemade raw food. Splash is eating his food. He went straight for the homemade raw food. Boo's eating his food. He went straight for the Boss Cat. And Simba's not eating. Simba's waiting for some dried sardines on top of his food. Eat your food, Simba. Okay, maybe he just wanted to eat it over here. Sometimes he waits for dried sardines, and sometimes he just wants to eat by Boo. So Simba went straight for the Boss Cat. So I put 7 crunchies on each side. So there's 7 crunchies on top of the Boss Cat and 7 crunchies on top of the homemade food. And we'll see what they finish on their plates. So this is what Boo ate before walking away. There you go, Boo. Finish your food. Sometimes Boo just likes to be on a higher step. I think it's like a power and authority thing with Boo. You done, Splash? Splash says he's done. So Splash ate all of the homemade raw food, and he ate a little bit of the Boss Cat. And here's what Stella did. Stella ate all of the homemade food. I don't think she really touched the Boss Cat. And Boo left his food again. He probably wants to finish it upstairs. So what is Simba gonna do? Simba ate all his Boss Cat. Look at that. Maybe Simba's the one who came down here and licked all the plates clean. Where are you going, Simba? You want to go upstairs? Boo's on the top step. You don't want to go past him? He made it. Do you guys want to eat Simba's homemade food? He left it here. You want me to split it between your plates? So I gave them each half of Simba's homemade raw food that he left on his plate. And they're happy eating it. I'm going to have to pick up the leftover boss cat food because I don't want Simba coming down and eating it all. I have a feeling that he was the one that came down and cleaned off all the plates. That's why he was happy only eating half of the food on his dinner plate and he walked upstairs. And this is what Boo wants. He wants to eat up here because he's spoiled like that. I got to get him out of this habit. So what I have to do is I have to bring his food up here, put a few more crunchies on it, and then he'll usually eat it. I think he likes special treatment. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.